Well, okay. Let's see. Let's see where we are. Okay, so I've got Theta going. I've got YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Trading TV. Okay, cool, man. The new Trading TV app is going to be, I believe, releasing on iOS and Android Monday. As far as I know, I'll get you guys more details. Let's see. So it's a battle. For those of you that are in the cryptoverse, it's a battle right now. And we will see where these two guys, the entrepreneur and the Connor McTaxvator, we'll see how they do. So for those of you that think this is fun stuff, it's for those degenerates. This is a really degenerate broadcast. That's all this is. P. Kelly, what up? Yeah, this is just pure degeneracy at its finest. But it's kind of fun to watch because the fun parts of these auctions are the very end. That's when it's kind of the most cool to mess around with it. So these are the two that are going up. Let's go to STiX. And markets are actually doing quite well today, even since the morning when we were talking. But let me see if that looks good. Oh, you know what? Let me go to a better screen option. Can I make it better? Let's see. Does that help? I don't know if that helps. But anyway, it is what it is. So we're at 0.15. Let me do a little refresh. Okay, and for those of you that are just curious, you can go to STiX, STIX-OG, and that's where these little suckers are being housed at. So what we'll do is let's open two different windows. Open link in new tab. Open link in new tab. Michael, what up? Okay, let's see. What up? So for the few degenerates that are here, feel free to reach out and say hello. So here's what we got. These are the two that are going head to head. And we did these pairs. All of these have rare traits. When we do the generative drop here in about a month, whatever, that generative drop will have some of these traits. It will be very tough to get all of these traits. So just as far as rarity goes, yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at both of these guys. So we're both down to 11 minutes, just almost exactly. So that's kind of fun. Let me go over here, get a little background. Okay. So on these two guys, okay, so the STiX number 5 is this one. No, all right, let me go like this. So why this one is fun is because this was one of my favorite ones, and this is the on Money Map, my avatar for when I do chat is this guy's head. So I will have to put that one to rest after someone else gets this one. Bittersweet. Okay, and so right now we are at 0.15. Micah is in the lead. Okay, cool. So a 0.575, and then we go over to number 6, which is very interesting. Connor McTaxvator. Let's see. Not happy that Connor went out of my budget. Hopefully get the Elon. Well, listen, you never know because, and you could wait for the generative, and you could try your hand there. So because this could occur in the generative, it's very unlikely. Also, the ones that have occurred here, we're probably going to take them out of the circulation for the generative launch. So yeah, so that is that. So let's take a look on the big sheet. And let's go. I think we can, under the search features, we can go on auction, which is just these two. I think I can plus the screen. That's more fun. Let me go -1. Okay. Make sure you guys can see that. Oh, it doesn't show the prices. Hold on. Hold the phone. Boop. Okay, that lets you see the prices. Yeah, I wish you could make the screen bigger, but it is what it is. Bold Mold, what up? Biotech Breakout, what up? Hello, hope you guys are doing good. So yeah, there's just a few of us. We kind of share this kind of late day insanity and see how these auctions are going. It's kind of fun. I love the last few minutes. Oh, Elontrepreneur just went up to 0.18. So let's go check that out. And so as you guys know, what happens is if you bet in the last 10 minutes, it extends 10 minutes. So what you want to do is to keep the auction is kind of as short as possible, which gives you a better chance of winning. You want to bet with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left. That's kind of the way that you play these. So for anybody that's kind of like, when do I do it? Do I wait to the last second? You don't really want to wait to the last second. You want to leave the next person the minimal amount of time. Does that make sense? And so to leave them the minimal amount of time, you bet with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left. Whoa, 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 whoa. You guys are going to be so good just at auction, at the game theory of auctioning. And I thought about one of these days potentially engineering a Vickery auction where because what happens is the way these work, just so you know, when someone, it's 0.2 now. When someone wins an auction, I have the option, I think, of offering a counter offer. I don't think it's weird, but like you don't have to take it. It's kind of strange. So what I may do, I got to see if this is possible, but we may do a Vickery auction where everybody bids, but then the winner pays the next highest bid rather than their full bid. Does that make sense? So we may, if I can do, I'll look up and see if Vickery auctions are possible and if I can make that work. But it could be pretty cool to try a Vickery auction out, just so you guys can see how that squares up in the real world. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. It is 0.2 and 0.25. So 0.2 for Elantrepreneur, 0.25. And so let's go over these tags. This guy, let's see, Barno missed the 10-minute mark. Yeah. So that's the trick, right? So, I mean, it just extends it by 10 minutes. But ideally, what you want to do is you want to make your bet with like 10 minutes, 30 to go, and give the other people less time to consider, right? Because you're competing against you're competing, you have a line in the sand, which is like, this is my value proposition. And then you're also saying, okay, my value sub I, the individual. So V sub I, your value is going to be X. You'd like to get it for below X so that you have some embedded, some premium, some kind of extra value, extra win, call that arbitrage, value arbitrage or whatever. And so it'd be nice to, give the people you're competing with less time. So 10:30 ends up not extending it. Neil, what's up? Boop. Say hello. This is a quiet one. So if you guys are here, say hi. And we will also say hi. It's kind of fun having Brandon on this morning. Let's look over at our buddy here. Let me give him a little refresh. Okay, so 0.25. Oof, he's a beast. He is a beast. And let's go here. Let's make sure we're good. 16. So 0.2, 0.25. Interesting. We'll go back to the main blister. All right. Let's see. Oh, what's going on? Crypto Coin Growth. Good to see you. YOLO Buck, what's up? Hola to everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Ooh, I like that. I like red. Red was always one of my favorites. There were certain ones that stuck out in this pile where I go, ooh, that one was cool. Like I like today, like number 5 is one of my favorites. I like the Connor one. It's kind of cool and it's instantly recognizable. It's really funny. But like you want to find the ones that kind of appeal to you, that kind of resonate with you. Anyway, let's see who's winning what. Bam. Actually, you know what? Let's go here. Okay. So 2 CEA F7. Okay, so that's on that one right there. You see where it says, as I show, where it says counter and accept? I think I can counter with a lower offer. So we could do some kind of, we may be able to do a Vickery auction, which would be really neat. So we'll see. We'll see if that's possible. Okay, so what's our time limit left now? We are at 15 on both. Why is it 15 on both? It shouldn't be 15 on both. It should be the 15 on both. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, it says 4. Wonder why it's not refreshing. Okay. Because someone went up by 0.125. So it's 0.26 now. Mika's ahead. Okay, interesting. So now we're up on, so we're 0.2625 on Connor McTaxivator. That puts us 0.2. Okay, so we're an even 0.2, so we're 14. Okay, so the timing is right. So it just hadn't registered the price bump. Let's see. See, we're banging our way around OpenSea. We're having some good times. Good OpenSea times. It's weird that hasn't refreshed the metadata there, that it's still showing 0.25, but maybe it shows aggregates. So we'll see. YOLO Buck, what's going on? Just added to my budget. I'm a DGen. We're all DGens. Yeah. I mean, what I do is I use the looks tokens that I've got that are banking me, that are now, because they cut the rewards, probably look a lot more like half or better of what it was the last couple of days. It's gone down. I'm making like a half ETH a day, but I just let it accumulate. And, you know, I was making, for like the last 20 days, I was probably making almost 1 ETH a day. So I'm okay to just let that stuff stack. But that's my budget, right? The Ethereum, that's my degen budget. So I just I harvest the Ethereum, and that's my degenerate. Like my big purchase last week was Karafurus. So I bought one of those, and I wanted a low number. So I ended up I paid out the wazoo. I think I paid 5 ETH for it, but I like my low number. And I keep getting offers, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to do all that and then break week and sell it before the reveal, which is tomorrow. So, and I like the colors. Like I buy stuff that I like the artwork so that I won't feel terrible. Like if you like the artwork, you can't really lose, right? That's kind of the deal. Theme Park, what's up? Oh yeah. STiX up in here. Do you still feel looks will go under 3? Guess what? It went under 3 last night. It went under 3 a couple of times. It just didn't go. I mean, I went to sleep obviously, and I have the alerts on, and I had an alert every time it went under $3. And I was like, I still feel like we need to see what the change in rewards, of how that affects the wash trading, which affects the daily return you're going to get through wrapped Ethereum. So until that's, I'm not going to put any more currency units into looks until I know exactly if people are washing. If they're done washing, then that means you have to wait, which is good, but you'd have to wait for the community to expand in a meaningful way, and for, you know, the onboarding of new people coming over from OpenSea. Now, interestingly, do you hear? I'm sure you guys heard about the big quagmire over at OpenSea with CryptoPunks. Like there was originally CryptoPunks, but the contract was written wrong, and when they put it out, you paid, and then you got your money back, and you got the punks. So they nuked that one, and they started another version of CryptoPunks. And now some people went back and took the old contract, changed out the backgrounds, and put new CryptoPunks. It's like a big thing. Anyway, they got booted off of OpenSea. This is like one thing after the next. OpenSea is it's an S show. Hederick, what's up? So OpenSea can be a mess. So anyway, but here we are. And then once they're, and I would urge anyone that's on OpenSea, if you get your STiX and you're going to relist them, and by all means, you're not going to offend anybody if you relist them. But if you relist them, go relist them on LooksRare. And that way you get paid fees back. Because I have some artist fees built in there, so the artists can have a royalty, a recurring like kind of royalty. So yeah, there you go. Cool. Okay, so we got 11 to go. Okay, so if people are smart, this is when you're bidding. You're bidding with about 11 minutes to go. You don't wait until they get under 9, because that's going to give the other person more time to think about it. You want to give everyone else as little time as possible to make a decision. Does that make sense? That's the way you should be thinking. Like, you've made your decision. Now, I don't want to give, that's why there's like a timer on a chessboard. Don't give the other person extra time to consider. So any bid should be now, this second, before it hits the 10 mark. Okay, so this one went under. Okay, so now it's interesting. The game's afoot. Let's see what happened on Connor. 9-4. Okay, so now we're in the last. So ideally, if all of you have played this right, now I don't know where your bids and this is at, but if you all had been playing this right, you would have already made last bids before the 10-minute mark to limit the amount of time the next person has to respond, right? Like, again, like in a chess match, you have a timer. So you got to be thinking like, I don't want to give someone 19 minutes to respond. I want to give them, then the other time to do it is you wait till like 15 seconds left before it ends, and then you do it. But again, people will assume that that's going to happen. People don't tend to assume that the last bids are coming in with 10 and a half minutes to go. So you want to game the game. Does that make sense? So yes, game the game. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on the big. I think we're 10 minutes to go. Okay, so no changes. Okay, there was a tiny change. Okay, so let's look at Entrepreneur. So Entrepreneur, there was one more bid that came in. So we're gonna coach you guys into being so good at this. So okay, so JD, in the future, JD, you want to make your last bid. You want to look at the field, and you want to make your last bid if you haven't been outbid. If you're ahead, then you're ahead. But if you're behind, you want to make your last fair bid at the 10-minute, say 30, 10-minute, 20 mark. Give yourself some time for OpenSea to be crappy. So like 10 minutes, 30 seconds, because you don't want to extend the clock and give other people more time to respond. That gives them more time to think about it, more time to go load a wallet. So also think about loading a wallet. A lot of people have, Ethereum parked over on Nexo, this, that, Coinbase, whatever. And you know that, an Ethereum transaction is not like Bitcoin. You can do an Ethereum transaction in about 30 seconds. It's there pretty quick. But most people are like, oh, there's like the labor, the frustration of going and like sending money from Coinbase or sending it from whatever. So, or rebalancing a MetaMask wallet, which by the way, takes just a few seconds. So you don't want to give people time to think about that. Right. So like in this case, Connor is down to 7 minutes. So last bets on Connor should have already been in, right? So if everybody was playing the perfect strategy, right? Unless your strategy is one of like this attenuated kind of long, slow slide into what Sun Tzu said, if you wait by the river long enough, eventually your enemies will come floating by, right? The bodies of your enemies. So maybe it's that. But game theoretically, you don't want to continue to push the clock out. You want people to have as little time as possible to respond. So what I think you do is go 10 minutes, 30 seconds, final bid. That may force someone else out, right? They might not have enough time, because if you want to go one step further, you can start checking wallets. You can look at some of these auctions, especially for like Bored Apes, people immediately check wallets. They want to know who they're bidding against. And if they start getting a little battle, they're like, okay, wait a minute. This person has 190,000. I have 210,000. I'm going to bid 191 right now and cut them out. That person thinking, crap, now I got to go get another 20K. I got to get another, 6.5 ETH and go park it on my wallet. That may push them out. Think about all those hurdles, right? So people check wallets, I guess is what I'm saying. So we'll see. We'll see how these things turn out. And you may have your own strategy that's completely different, that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Okay. So this one so we're at 0.249. Interesting. Let's go to Entrepreneur. This last part, the most fun in these auctions is like the very end, for those of you who are degens like us. Let's see who jumped. Oh, Barno. Oh, you bastard. You're right, bastard. Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, I don't know if I can show you my money map. That'll show, but anyway, I took the head, and that's my avatar is the head. I think that's another cool way to do it for those of you that want to, like if you have the head of your stick is really cool. God, that sounds really bad. But if the head of your stick is awesome, you could use just the head. So you could basically just screen capture just the head. And that is a cool, PFP, a cool avatar as well. Remember, these are yours. So like these, you get the branding, you get the marketing, you can do whatever the hell you want with them. They're your image, right? So, kind of have fun with it, I would say. So let's see. Start like a cool Soda line. So 249. So 0.25, 0.26. Okay, so Connor looks like he is close to popping. So it'll be interesting. So now if you were a bidder, what would you do? Where would you go? Well, anywhere in that last 10, you ideally want to bet as close to the 10-minute mark as possible. Because again, it's not about giving someone else time to make the decision. And also don't give them time to catch up. Let's see. Check out the Flipper NFT animated series. Oh, that's you guys, right, James? I think that's you. I think that's your guys' thing. Yeah, James is great. If you guys, he's also funny. He's one of the few people. Funny story. Both James and I, or at least I got kicked out of a writing program because I got into it with a pronoun. I got into it with a pronoun. But you know what? In the crypto space, we fail upward. So yeah. Nice. Yeah, James' stuff is really good. By the way, if you guys are ever contracting a writer to write a script for you, James is the man. 5 minutes and counting, really hoping to get Connor. Oh, nice. Okay, so Michael's in there for Connor. Oh, so we both got booted. I think the only people that didn't get booted were the ones that were kind of well, it's neither here nor there. The point is, James and I both got booted, and we both fell upwards. I'm gonna have you on the show one of these days, so we can tell people about the ridiculousness. That's right. There's a guy at Netflix that I know that works with that has worked with some of the people that were in that program, and he goes, "These people are all rubes, man. These are all has-beens." That's neither here nor there. The program has good merits, but is mostly has-beens, which is fine. Hey, one day we too should be so lucky to be has-beens, right? Okay, let's see what's going on with Connor. Okay, so 0.2. Okay, so at this point, what are you thinking? All right. So you're thinking, as you look at this, if everybody bet with their value proposition, meaning your highest bid should be the highest amount of value, where if you purchased it, you still feel like you got good value. With art, it's very tricky because a lot of times it gains value the more, like, I can't really sell my Beeple now. I've been having offers for 50, 60K on it. I can't really sell it now because I would feel like, hey, it's been on my shoulder for months now. I can't what am I gonna do? Just sell it and someone else will have it? And like, what happens then? So you get this strange attachment to these things. It's pretty funny. Okay, so if everybody's bid their correct value, this thing should be done. We'll see. But this is all part of the game. Now, if you think there's going to be a subsequent bid, you should have your other subsequent bid immediately ready to fire, because you want to take the teeth out of whatever their bid was. So if there's an outbid, you should immediately outbid that outbid so that you're not extending the clock. Let them know that you'll come right after them with teeth. It may push them out of the auction cycle, out of the process. It's very interesting. So let's go to the big sheet. Oh, let's see if this one bangs out. Do one refresh, getting under 30 seconds normally. Last bids would come in right about now. So we'll see. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. It might be it right here, right now. 21 seconds to go. Foster's Australian for beer. I have this friend of mine who's from New Zealand. I said, "Is Foster's Australian for beer?" She's like, "No one drinks it." No one. I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "No one drinks." They don't say that. I'm like, "They say it in the ad all the time." Okay, I think, let me refresh. If there's more time. Okay, so somebody came in with a bid. So there is 9 minutes 40. Okay, so somebody just came in with a bid. So if you're bidding, so who came in? Okay, 2CEAF7. Cool. By the way, via Brandon, thank you. The artist certainly appreciates. For those of you that are curious, no, I get 0 on this. Nick gets nothing. Nick is fine. This is all about the artist. Now, when we do the generative, we're going to create a big treasury and all this kind of stuff. But right now, this is all about the artist. Okay, let me go. And Brandon's done a lot of work. He underplays it like, oh, it's no big deal. Man, it's not no big deal. This stuff is very difficult. I don't have the dexterity for it, and I'm terrible at art. So, yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Well, Barno still has the crown right now for the highest purchase STiX. Brady, what up, man? Yeah, it is fun. This crap is addictive. I said, no. That's funny. So what you want to do, so listen, think about it. You want to be making your final bids, just some general rules. You want to be making final bids with more than 10 minutes to go to limit the amount of excess time. But if you get nuked, you want to make your next bid ASAP. You don't want to let people continue to think about it, because if you like something, you'll go, oh, I have time now to top up my wallet, or I have time to do this or that or whatever, right? Don't give people time. Think about it in the options market. What is time? Time is premium, right? It's the only thing that when it's done, you're done. So time is premium. Prefer this in the casino. Yeah. You know, the other thing that's great about NFTs, you don't jack with your crypto portfolio. You're in here, you're doing this, you're having fun. It's a small chunk of your kind of crypto exposure, but you're not jacking with your portfolio, which in crypto, the best move is almost always no move at all, right? So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so cool. Haven't seen an auction yet. Worked sites for companies before minting. Yeah, the auction process is a lot of fun. And soon this functionality is going to be coming to LooksRare, which means you're going to be winning Looks tokens when you auction, which is way better. But it's just not here yet. You can't, as far as I know, they haven't rolled out that functionality, but it is coming. So we'll look at these clocks. We're both on 9. That's interesting. They got back on the same timing. I'm just doing these little refreshes, which is why you see the screen get all wonky. So 7 minutes on both. Let's go. Oh, we already did that one. Okay. Let's see. 6 minutes. Okay, 6:50. That makes sense. So again, if we're assuming, right? Let's all assume that people are making the smartest choices. Then likely this one should end, because otherwise, every second that goes by, if you were going to bid again, you're giving the next person more time to react. So you put yourself in two positions. I'm in second place or wherever. I'm not first place, and I'm going to bid into first place. I need to decide what my next bid's going to be. So if I bid into, right now, if you're in first place, you need to be saying, okay, if I get beat, how far am I willing to go? And then you need to bid as safely fast as possible the minute you get outbid. Don't let the clock run thinking you're going to wear the other person out. You don't. You embolden them, right? It's when people want something and you give them more time, they want it more. So you're not going to, so think about that. So again, there's kind of two positions you can be. I do like the cowboy though. So here's what we thought. So this is one of my favorites because I love the headband, but I like the cowboy's backstory is really good. And by the way, this is one of the ones that one of the producers at Money Map wanted, and he was not super excited that we let it go. I'm like, hey man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have control over this stuff. It's the peeps. These are for the peeps. So let's go to the big blister and let's see what's going on. Let's give it a refresh. Okay, so 0.249, 0.28, 5 minutes left on both. So we can go back and forth. Let me give it a refresh. 0.249. If I was to, well, it's hard to guess on these. Some people just have it in their mind to wait to the last second, but this isn't that. You don't snipe in these bids that extend time. Now, it would be interesting if it only extended it by a minute or two. I see why they do it, right? Like you can go here, extending auction. A new highest bid placed under 10 minutes remaining will extend the auction by an additional 10 minutes. Just so you guys know, we don't have control over that. I don't have any control. As far as I know, I can't set that timer. I'd much rather set the timer for 2 minutes, because then it would be like OS, and then it'd be like your heart would be racing and all this kind of stuff. That would be, I think, a lot of fun. This is not that. At least we don't have that kind of dexterity, as far as I understand. Okay, so right now, 2 CEA F7 is in the lead, and that was back and forth with Micah. And then on number 5, it was Barno and JD. So again, if you guys have bid correctly, and you bid statistically, and you bid with the most game theory, it's very likely. Now, there's different approaches. You have to qualify different things, and you have to, in your mind, like, there's different ways to look at this. I have some assumptions, and I'm using that to create kind of my little scenario, the flow of my game theory. But you might have different assumptions. So you might, it's tough to find concreteness, but for the most part, those that are going to bet should have already. You don't want to get down to the very last second and then bet, unless you are just trying to wear out the other person. But what that may do is guarantee that they big dick you and push you out. Whereas if you gave them less time to think about it, they might just get on the couch and be like, enough's enough. So I always defer towards giving people less time to react. I think it's always a better play to give people less time to react. So if you guys have bid with your best utility, game theoretically, under the weak assumptions that we have, yeah, that would be cool too. But see here, you can talk to your opponents, because you can talk to them right here. Matter of fact, you could say, "Hey, opponent," and we could just publish the, publish the thing. I think they don't want collusion, but there's always going to be a degree of collusion, right? What I tend to find is it's 1 or 2 people fighting against someone else, and they're like, "Listen, you go up one. Let's burn him out." And then once we burn him out and he doesn't come back in, then we got him, or her. It's not like it would only be a guy. There are women. It's just none of us apparently ever get close to them, because they're women. All right, let's see. Let's see where we're at, Elon. Okay, Elon is there. Okay, minute 150. So, okay, we're down to the wire. Down to the wire on both of these little fellers. Okay, so this could be it. So let's see. Oof, the suspense. It's tough to look away. By the way, you'll notice it looks kind of cloudy in the background. When you get these, it's actually on paper. And when you get the OGs, it's like a there's watermark. That's what the top left of the image is. It's a watermark. Okay, let's see where we be. Okay, no changes yet. A minute left to go. So there's a good chance that one or both of these shall pop. Still going. 59 seconds. Still going. 55 seconds, 54. Okay. It's coming down to the final wire. Ooh. We'll go back and forth. We'll go up just a hair. Don't call me spam risk. I like how it says spam risk, so we're supposed to jump and grab it. Yeah, spam risk. I want to see who that is. It's spam, bro. What I do is I answer, I wait for a second, I go, hello. And when they finally click through, I say, kill yourself, and then I hang up. Is that nice? Nope. No, it's not nice. But if you're working at a call center and you should rather be calling suicide prevention, maybe I helped you do that. Let's see. We do one more refresh before the 10-second mark. Okay, that's still in play. That's about to go. And, oh, we got an extension. Okay, Connor got extended with 0.30, and I think Elon may be done. That's it. Okay, so Elon is in the books. Barno, nice one. Okay, so well played there. I'll wait. Gas is really stupid. Can you guys see that? Let me see. Oh, you can't see it. I have a gas checker, a widget. Oh, that makes sense. Not a widget. I have a drop down for gas. and it basically you can check the gas and you can click on it. It'll show you base fee and recommended base fee, and right now it's super high, so I won't be doing that. But number 5, entrepreneur, we have a champion, the people's champion, Barno, in the house. Oh, I gotta go change my avatar now on Money Map. Ah, c'est la vie. You know, they go so quickly. You grow up and then they're gone. Okay, so Florida Dan is in charge of this one. Oh, Florida Dan, what up? Gordon Bennett, what's going on, man? I know gas is stupid. So usually that means something is minting or just there's some kind of chaos. But I would urge you guys, it is worth having. I have it on my phone too, so I have an app that checks gas, but it's a mobile app, so it's not an app like you download. It's you log into it and then it shows you the current gas. But I would check gas before you guys do, especially if you're going to go mint. Check gas at the time, because it could be egregious. Michael, yeah, it's funny. You're not against anyone. What app is it? So it's not an app for your phone, James. What it is just go look up gas, Ethereum gas checking, Ethereum gas check, things like that. And this one in particular, let me see if I can get a name on it. It's just an extension. Let me see if in the name of extensions it's in there. Hold on. Let me look at extensions. It's called Ethereum Gas Price Extension. That's it. So Ethereum Gas Price Extension. So I would look at that, and you can have it on Brave, which is good because Brave is like one of the better browsers because there's less tomfoolery. Okay. So let's dig into a little bit about what's going on with Connor. So with Connor McTaxevator, here's the way. There's 2 ways to play it. Well, there's really only one way to play it. If you're going to outbid Florida Dan, you do it now. You do it ASAP. What up? What up? Yeah, live is fun, right? So if you're going to go after him, you go after him right now. You don't wait. Why? Because again, you don't want to give him extra time. Not that I'm playing against Dan, but the idea is that we all get better at this, right? So you might as well be the best bidder you can be. You want to be the best game theoretical player in this scenario. So for who is in the lead, Dan, you've got to decide if you get outbid, what your next bid is going to be. Have some ideas, assuming they will incrementally raise you and they won't try to big dick you. So you look at what the next incremental raise is going to be, probably 5%. So you go 10%. That would be like your next, if you wanted to big D them, or you wait and see the bid come in. So if you want to still fight for it and you're below your total value, your V sub I, right? The value of the individual, then you would say, okay, when the next bid comes in, I want to almost immediately, and again, don't fat thumb anything, but I want to, as fast as safely possible, immediately make another bid, because you don't want to extend the time. You want less time to think. And if you're in second place and you're looking to bid, you need to assume that when you bid is going to create another bid, and you need to bid as soon as possible against that. That puts the onus back on the original leader. It's like people that are used to being bullies are not used to being second place. It's a different mindset. Playing catch up is not the same as leading like a golf match. You know, laying up versus like catching up on a racetrack. It's always easier to drive if you're the second car. The first car has to kind of lead the pack. Everybody else can like look, and you can make this turn a little bit better than him and a little bit better. And you can kind of shave inches. So yeah, keep it in your brain box that these bets should have all come in. Bang, 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 bang. They should have all come in almost instantly. Let's see. So yeah, we'll see if this one goes to the wire. Again, if you guys have all bet correctly, it should end here. There should be no more. But the more time you give people, the more time you give people to get engaged, or the more time you give people to go, you know what? I'm willing to do this much more, this much more. Think about the psychology they use on eBay when they tell people, oh, you just won. You just won. Well, you didn't win. Let's be honest. You bought something that you like, but you had competition for it. And in this case, you're buying something of which there is only one on the planet, which you could say that technically about everything, right? Like no two things are the same at the molecular level, but this is a little bit different. But anyway, with artwork, you're in that scenario. So you want to figure out what your top value is, and then you want to bid to that as quick as incrementally possible. Where the real psychological battle comes in is, do I make such a big next bet that it scares the other person off, and I end up using that to win, right? Like, can Micah or 2CEF scare Dan enough with the next bid to push him off completely? Again, not to pick on Dan, but you happen to be in the lead. When you're in the lead, everyone takes shots at you. It is what it is. Gordon, what's up? I'm like Meatloaf. I won't do that. Watching for entertainment. Gas. Yeah, I know gas is stupid. Well, the good thing is when you're doing an auction, you don't pay gas. We pay, like the seller pays the gas. So that's why I kind of wait for gas to come down before I send these out during the day. Yeah. So I think yesterday it cost me $340 worth of gas just to send those two pieces out. So I try to wait. And when the gas comes down, it's about $150 a piece to send these out. But again, the person in winning the auction does not pay the gas. So there. If you were just buying it from somebody, like a buy it now, then the gas, you would pay the gas. This is not that. Okay. So we're 2 minutes 30. Oof. Interesting. Yeah, I love that guy. I love that little guy. This is a cool piece. I like the jacket. By the way, make sure you guys check all the traits out. I mean, the traits, the properties, they're all pretty cool. We've got a lot of private jokes in here. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of fun. There's a lot of inside baseball. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. Okay, so what's going on? We're at final minute 52. Okay. So, okay, no changes yet. So let's see what happens. This might be the end of it. Derek, what's going on over on the Thetas? Yeah, these little impromptu ones that we're throwing in the afternoons are kind of fun. Steve and I just got through working out, so I was like, okay, I gotta go. We gotta do a stream. It's hot as hell today. It's almost 90 degrees in Los Angeles. 90 degrees in Los Angeles. Have to wait till tomorrow. Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do. I don't want anybody to ever do anything they are uncomfortable with. That's the whole, from the very beginning of this, we've been telling everyone, you do what you're comfortable with and nothing more. And sometimes comfortable means don't do anything, right? We're all in different places doing different things. We have different ideas, different goals, different ways of achieving that kind of stuff. For me, I like artwork. I mean, I have a stupid NFT portfolio, but I was buying art NFTs through Nifty Gateway and stuff like that kind of before the generative thing really kicked off, because that's only been last year. I mean, generatives have only been kind of hot for about 9 months. Before that, it was kind of interesting to me, but it wasn't super exciting. But I do see the value, because one of the things you pick up with these generatives is you pick up a community. So I get it. But again, you get stuff that you like, and you like the artwork, and that's why you get it. That one is dope. And that's the I love the I'm gonna angle when we do the generative to get some 8-bit shoes. Which, by the way, if you look closely, it says 5 ETH. So there should never be a floor lower than 5 ETH just even if you have the 8-bit shoes. Okay, that might be it. Let me check. Let me do a refresh. That's it. I think that's it, folks. Florida Dan nails it. Okay, well done. Well done. So interesting. Okay, good job, everybody that did your thing. When gas prices get a little lower, it's 121. If it gets under 100, I'll go ahead and fire these out. So for those of you that know, for those of you that don't know, having STiX is going to kind of get you access to, we're going to start doing private calls and things like that, which I used to do, but we're going to be doing them again. And it will be just for the group that has the STiX. We're going to build out some cool educational stuff. We're going to be doing some other stuff too, because the team over at whitelistnft.xyz is going to be helping us. The people at WinMint are going to do the launch, which is Leroy and his gang, because those people are effing smart. They're also the ones that do Twitters. They did Samote. They did Paradise Trippies. They did the Elon Rocket Factory. They've done a bunch of these things. So they're doing Friday Twitters, and they're doing another one, I think the week after. They're waiting for final artwork and stuff. So, but anyway, so what these do, let me put the little banner. I guess I can go to here. Yeah. So what these do right now is they'll simply get you access to the group, and we'll be doing group calls and stuff. And it'll just be some basic kind of common sense coaching to your portfolios, things like that. Well, you can ask whatever you want. It'll be a private stream that we'll do. We'll do private streams. And then when we get the Discord built up, we're looking for some people that want to we'll slowly onboard a team. And we're looking for people that can, we'll need to build a website. That's not super important, but it is something we want to do to kind of push people towards the Discord. And we want to build a Discord and have that kind of functionality going. But eventually we'll have a bunch of educational resources, and we'll do calls and things like that. And yeah, it'll be an A to Z kind of crypto education. And so the idea would be that these pieces would be your entree into that. We will be doing some other stuff too. There's a stable coin that I'll be launching, which is completely ridiculous, but I'm going to give everybody that owns a STiX 1 million FUSD. And then we're going to do a variety of things with the FUSD. Who knows? We might even be able to launch auctions priced in FUSD and kind of play some scenarios. We can do victories. We can do a second chance. We can do all sorts of cool stuff there. So the idea is that you would use this stable coin instead of using real money, and you could play around and have some fun and try some risky stuff, like some far off options bets, like some liquidity, LP, right? Liquidity providing, farming, yield farming, and all this kind of other stuff that seems very nebulous. We'll engineer some flash attacks and be like, oh, you lost your, yeah. So we'll do all sorts of cool stuff. But yeah, FUSD is fully backed by $1. What I mean by that is one is backed by one. There's $1 backing FUSD, all of it, backing all of it. So don't think you're going to really win when I shower you with these currency units. We're going to start a central bank. For those of you that want to be central bankers, let me know. We're going to build out our own STiX central bank. You could be a deputy governor. You don't know. You could be a central bank chief. So, and we're going to do monetary policy. Hey, we might do stimmies. We should probably create a bank or two, right? It would make sense to have a STiX bank. I mean, if we have 12 Fed governors, we have to have STiX banks, but those would be like private STiX banks. We could just recreate the whole financial system in our funny little world and do all of the same absolute weirdnesses that they do. And then you guys will see how crazy the world of finance is. Now, when we start, if we ever create a STiX repo market, God help us. But at least these are some of the things that I'm looking forward to doing, but none of these things are super easy. And Brandon and I alone will not be able to do these. So we'll be bringing on people. The good news is we will fund it through the treasury, and the treasury will be funded through when we do the sale, the token sale. And I was talking to Leroy today. Easy, what's up? And he's saying, listen, why don't you guys do 4,200? So 4,200 mint. We'll take a big chunk of that, put it in the treasury. The treasury will be so that we can pay people to manage the Discord, pay people to contribute. Like, I don't want anyone to do stuff for free because, you know, you get worn out doing free stuff. You're like, I'm over it. So anyway, that's the idea. Great. Other than that, so yeah, so we have the final 2 sales in the bag. They will go on our little streamer. I have the next 2 pieces up. I'm going to be writing their bios over the next few hours. Those auctions will go live in a few hours, and then they will again run until 12:05 tomorrow. So here in a couple hours, you'll get to see the next 2. So 5 and 6 are in the books. Florida Dan Congrats, Barno. Congrats on numero dos, big baller. And can CDO? Yeah, I mean, why not, right? STiX CDOs. I think we can do whatever we want. Like it's our money, I mean, we're creating a whole economic system from scratch. The only difference is we're decentralizing it. I mean, we could do all sorts of stuff. We could do stimulus. We could do whatever we want. Anyway, I think it'd be a lot of fun. Thank you for those of you that burnt up a few hours, or at least an hour hanging out with us. Yeah, it's been about, not quite an hour, 45 minutes. Thank you for those of you that lit 45 minutes on fire hanging out with us. Dow with Dix. Dix Dow? Yeah, because STiX, right? Dix Dow? That could be fun. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow, just so you know, broadcast schedule is I have a morning show with Money Map where I have to act like an adult. And then we will see you here for this one. I'll do this one. Sorry. I'll do Money Map. I'll go to the dentist. 10:30, 11. Oof. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. You know what I may do? I may extend tomorrow's auction. I'm going to have it terminate at 1 p.m. So I'm going to have it terminate 1 hour later so I can get back from the dentist and we can do the stream. There. That'll be fun. All right. Stay out of trouble. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk strung out on meth grandmother wouldn't do. And yeah, congrats to Dan and Barno. And tomorrow should be a lot of fun. We've got some pretty funny ones. Tomorrow it's kind of like meme Thursday. You will enjoy it. If you like the whole crypto meme spectrum, you're going to really enjoy this. And no, I'm not a dentist. I have to go to the dentist. That's the only reason these things are white is because I live at the dentist. Okay. We will see you then. And hasta los huevos.